Yeah, this is not going in any way planned. There's not a single thing yet that has gone according to plan. It really feels like it should be a freeze frame, needle scratch, how did she end up here kind of situation. So let me tell you. Alright, I'm off yet again, headed towards Río Eléctrico, and now we will start some trails there towards Río Eléctrico, and it's about 15 kilometers towards the trail I want to do, so I'll try to hitchhike that way. If no one picks me up, then add 15 kilometers to my hike today, and then set a base camp, and then I have a bunch of day hikes that I'm considering, but I don't have any real plan. All I know is that Thursday I'm going to take a trail over towards the campsite that I spent way too much time at trying to get sunrise pictures at Fitz Roy, and it should be good weather on Friday, so my plan is to be there Thursday night, try again Friday. If it doesn't work, I'll try Saturday and then Sunday, and if it doesn't work by then, I mean, it'll work by then, because I don't really have a plan after that, so it's just gotta work.
Río Eléctrico. You can go.
Yeah,
to...
there's so. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, guys. Woo, a little bit windy, but I've made it to the river. Here's the start. I'm about 10 steps in. And I just realized I left my trekking poles in their car. Okay, so good news is I know they surprisingly were staying at my hostel and recognized me and were asking about the stuff I was doing on my computer, so I know they were at my hostel. So when they realize, maybe they will bring them back to the hostel. That's my hope, but it does suck that I don't have them for this trek. So I'm out here for like 8 days, and the poles are very helpful going up and downhill. God, I can't believe I did that. I've never left something in someone's car when hitchhiking. I doubt they would notice right away. I feel like I could wait and see if they come back, but I have a feeling that they won't notice until they try to get their stuff out of the back. God, I can't believe I did that. Ugh. Okay, whatever. So, trying to think of the positive. First of all, those poles are wildly broken. It takes a lot to collapse them and get them back open. I have to tape one of them to keep it from closing. So I like to use things until they don't work at all anymore, and I don't know how much more those ones had, but I guess that pushes me to get new poles. I get to work muscles that I maybe wasn't using before and have a new challenge. It's usually for like my knees and my back and stuff. I like to use them. It is what it is. So not gonna let it ruin my time out here. I will spend probably too much time thinking about it still because I don't know how not to. But again, maybe they'll be waiting for me at the hostel. I don't know. All right, back to the hike. I'm about 1.5 miles in, and I was just thinking of another positive thing about leaving my trekking poles in their car. It is a really good reminder to check the car, and considering in about a week I'm going to start hitchhiking towards Bariloche, and I'm going to have my big bag plus a small one in front of me. It is a perfect reminder that I need to check for everything before I get out of a car, because leaving one of those things would be detrimental to my trip. This is just an inconvenience, so maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Okay, 1.5 miles. 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 1.5 mi Okay, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, my plans are falling apart like crazy. I just got to this campsite that is apparently like a legit campsite, and it costs 1,800 pesos a night to stay here, which is only 200 pesos less than I was paying in the hostel, and 1,800 more than I would want to pay, because the whole point of this for me is to have it be free. So, you know, she doesn't really know English. I was trying with my Spanish. We essentially figured out the other campsites that I had in mind. Right now, I would have to cross the river, and apparently it would be to about here, if I'm lucky. And that's assuming I have good footing and I don't slip or fall or anything in that big river. So I'm not keen on going that way. And that's for both directions I wanted to go for the next few days. So I really don't know what I'm doing, you guys. It's already 3 o'clock. I'll let you know in a minute. I'm gonna think and figure out what I'm gonna do. Alright, decision has been made. I don't know where I'm gonna camp yet. Everything I thought I was doing the next few days is back that way. I thought this would be my base camp and I'd have day hikes up to the lookouts and everything. So I don't know. I mean, I was playing it by ear anyway, so I guess this is par for the course, but this is the one part I thought I knew was this base camp, so anywho, it's about 3 miles back before I saw an area where I might be able to camp, so I'm gonna head there to start, hope it doesn't rain, and figure out what I'm doing after that. This entire forest has been just down trees. It's occurring to me that as I search for like a campsite or a place to camp, I'm gonna have to be really careful that it's not really around trees, because the wind here gets so extreme that like this happens, that fall all the time, and I don't want to die. So it's just one more element to searching for a campsite that I'll have to keep in mind. I need protection from the wind while not being under trees like that. I set out today to be out here for probably 6 days or so, planning the first 4 to be doing all the trails north of Fitz Roy that I wanted to do. And first of all, my bag is extremely heavy because I thought I was setting a base camp. So I have a lot of food, I have all my tech gear and camera and just everything. So it's very heavy, and I hiked all the way in. It was not realistic that I was going to cross the freezing cold glacier river with rapids. So turned back, basically hiked all the way back out. Finally found this little spot as tucked away as possible, but it's extremely windy. I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks back when I was trying FitzRoy for sunrise. The first day out there, I don't know what I ate, but I've had really extreme pain in my diaphragm on and off ever since then, and it is really strong today. So I'm already not feeling well. Can't do the hikes I was planning on doing. And then, not to get too personal with you guys, but also trying to keep this channel real and not over glamorize camping and backpacking and make it seem, you know, like it's always a wonderful thing. I somehow foolishly miscalculated the date of my next period, and I thought it was going to be next week. Apparently it's not. Apparently it's now, and I have absolutely nothing on trail with me because I thought it was a solid week away. So I have nothing, absolutely nothing. And I mean, I guess I don't have to tell you that's not going to work, but trying to look at the good from today. I beat the rain when setting up my tent. I'm set up in the middle, like not at a campsite, really pretty far off the path. So I'm definitely alone, which is nice. I don't have to hear a bunch of loud people. I carried over some really big rocks, so my guy lines are pretty strong. And the view's beautiful. Obviously it would have been nice to set up where I could see all the mountains, because I definitely could have. There were spots, but again, not glamorizing camping, and I feel like half of Instagram are tents set up in spots where you would never actually set your tent up because it would blow away or be set on rocks and you couldn't do that. So I set my tent up in a realistic spot, but at least either tomorrow morning or later tonight I'll be able to get out and walk 10 feet to see some beautiful views. Anyway, I'm gonna lay down for a while. I do not feel good, and I'm gonna figure out some water because I'm not camped near water. Yep. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up making this into a video because I haven't done anything cool. The only reason I would want to is just, again, trying to keep this channel real and make it really clear that it's not always this perfect plan that plays out. You really have to roll with it and make changes, and sometimes just hike all the way in, just to hike all the way out and camp at the start, and yeah. Before I pack up, I'm just trying to take a few photos and enjoy this area since I ended up just having to be here. And then I think I'm going to save time in the long run by hiking towards the base camp for Fitz Roy today, and then potentially hike out back into town for Wednesday when it's terrible weather, and hike back in Thursday, but leave some of my stuff set up. So I'll tell you more about it along the way. All right, I'm off. I'm hoping these trails connect. On a map it looks like they should, but again, one shows another river crossing, so hopefully it's not like the last one where it's going to be chest high of water. We'll see. Probably should have left my jacket on because I am getting scratched up like crazy. Actually a spot to cross this river, so wish me luck, because otherwise, yeah, whatever, wish me luck. Alright, so there's not actually a place to cross the river, but I'm gonna just take my shoes off and roll up my pants and see how deep I can get before there's a problem. And if there's a problem, we'll turn back. Hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. This is gonna be so cold. Alright. Quick and done. Alright, let's just do this. pants back on. Whew. Start to see the towers again after crossing this. I almost slept twice. The wind would get really strong and start to push me, and then when it would stop. That was rough. But I made it. The good news is this looks like a real trail again, instead of searching for trails and just moving the right direction and going through those crazy trees and bushes and stuff. So if it stays like this the whole way, it should be a piece of cake getting to camp. I've never seen the sign worded quite like this. To say, you are now entering a wilderness area in which your personal health is at the disposal of the natural forces. I kind of like that. Just made it this far into my apple before discovering that the seeds are all covered in fuzzy mold. I guess if I get sick this time, at least I know what it's from. Alrighty, I'm back. I've been at this campsite for many nights. So it actually kind of feels a little bit like coming home. I was looking forward to some new stuff in the other area, but it's okay. This is what it is. This is the situation. There's nothing I can do about it, so I might as well enjoy it. So it's good to be back. I'm gonna sit up, grab water, and immediately start dinner. It's only 3:15, but my lunch was that apple that I definitely did not finish. And I only had a few oat crackers for breakfast, so I'm actually pretty hungry. And I'm gonna make a mess of dinner. Finally got my water and waited patiently while I boiled my pepper and onion and pasta. And then, naturally, made a mistake while draining it. So now I have to start over. So when the wind comes, it rustles the dirt around the base of my tent and throws it through the mesh here and coats everything in dirt. I don't really remember this from last time. I think it had just rained and it probably hasn't in this area in a little while, so all my food was covered with a thin layer of dirt while I was eating. That was great. And my sleeping bag and my eyes. Oh. Alright.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm thinking I have 2 locks for each side of my tent, like I showed you before, so normally I use them when I'm just day hiking, but I'm thinking I might just lock my tent up and go into town. Stay in a hostel just one night, get some work done. And on Thursday at some point hike back up here so that I can see the sunrise Friday morning. Again, it's not my first plan, it's not my ideal plan, but it's the situation and that seems like the way I can make the best of it. So, yeah. good time on your way home. Maybe I'll see you around sometime. Okay, I'm back off towards FitzRoy for the, I don't know, 10th time, whatever it is. Good news. Got my hiking poles back, which was really exciting. The people that I got a ride with stayed at the hostel as well, and they left them with reception, and then they ended up being there, so I got to thank them, which was wonderful. I'm so glad they're back. I realized all of my tape is on them, and I definitely need that as I continue to break things. So yes, I have these back. It's a beautiful sunny day. All I have to do is hike like 5 or 6 miles in as slowly as I want to, and my tent is already set up. So if it stays sunny like this, I'm probably gonna do some stretching, some yoga, and journal, and just lay in the sun. It will be wonderful. Hey, buddy. Hello. Alright, after 5 times trying, now here on my 5th attempt, there are no clouds. Got beautiful colors on their way up. I think this is finally